Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Global Beast Tamer. I, the Eternal Beast Tamer. Chapter 51. It was impossible to conceal the sensation caused by the mighty wolves running wildly. Certainly, GTN didn't even think about hiding it. He didn't believe that anyone could defeat him in front of thousands of wolves. Now the trend has been achieved. No one can stop it. Just out of the boundary of the wolf clan's territory, GTN was keenly aware that there were several tails following the wolves. GTN knows. These people just want to pick up bargains. But, I really thought he was a vegetarian. There are so many bargains left for them to pick up. GTN is not intercepting them now. He planned to wait until the end to eliminate them together. They are just a group of silver or gold beastmasters. GTN at this moment. I don't care about loving them at all. It's not that GTN is arrogant. But this is the fact. When you have the strength to easily kill palace-level ferocious beasts, will you still care about gold-level beasts? Just like you have 10,000 yuan. Do you still care about that dollar? No, will not. Therefore, GTN allowed them to follow. Maybe we can even create a scheme to rob the rich and give to the poor. Immediately, GTN no longer cares about those sneaky people. His eyes looked towards the boundless area in front of him. At this time, we have arrived at the high-level territory of the palace. I think it should have some sense. Then on the next journey, you may be attacked by high-level ferocious beasts in the palace at any time. Therefore, GTN did not dare to relax at all. Don't look at GTN beating the junior wolf king of the palace, he beat him very easily. But, the palace level is already a powerful person in this world. The difference between each small level in the palace level is not comparable to that in the black iron bronze level. High-level palace is also the level held by Laoshan city chief Ji Yongchang. That's exactly what it is. Only then can he be the best at the same city level. The other chiefs are also at the palace level, but they are not his one-hit enemy. It's because every rank at the palace level brings about earth-shaking changes. So, GTN has always been wary of this high-ranking overlord who has not yet met. Even the elf girl who had been pretending to be unconscious since she woke up didn't even bother to care. He is preparing for the next big battle. I won't be discovered by him. The eyes of the elf girl, who was lying on her side with her legs curled up to prevent herself from being exposed, trembled slightly. She also just woke up. Just when she was about to run away, she realized that she seemed to be lying on the back of a wolf. It was quiet for a moment. If you run away now, she felt like she might be thrown to death. So for the sake of her own safety, she decided to continue pretending to be unconscious. When the silver wolf stops, run away immediately. Making a plan in her mind, she obediently changed to a more comfortable position and lay down. He was completely unaware of the twitching at the corner of GTN's mouth. And hundreds of thousands of miles away, in a dark and quiet underground cave, a pair of dark purple eyes with the aura of death suddenly opened. Immediately afterwards, a pair of equally dead and lonely eyes behind it flashed out streaks of light in an instant. The crypt that has remained unchanged for thousands of years is awakened today. Countless eyes make one's scalp numb. Crack. Crack. More and more. Click. Sounds sounded. The spider legs with sharp burrs began to move. The underground demon spider clan that has been dormant for who knows how many years has been awakened. They feel the invasion. That's the smell of your own territory being invaded. Even though they are hundreds of thousands of miles apart, they can still sense the Tao. Now, they awaken from their slumber. They have to defend their territory. Go and tear that hateful intruder to pieces. Hiss. The deepest part of the cave. An earth snow magic bead that was several times larger than the others slowly opened its eyes. For a moment, the whole cave became extremely quiet. Click. The spider legs, which are more than 10 meters long, are inserted into the metal rocks on the ground, but there is no obstacle at all. It was as if a piece of paper had been pierced. Huge. 6 black spider legs with purple hair stood up. The crypt with a height of hundreds of meters suddenly seemed a little crowded. His cold eyes glanced at the crypt demon spiders in the group. Then he looked in the direction of the wolves. His gaze seemed to span space and time. It is the crypt spider king. He is the overlord of 1/3 of this grassland. For countless years, no one can challenge its majesty. Now, there are other ferocious beasts that dare to invade its territory. Even the man on the east side must show courtesy when he sees it. It doesn't know which ferocious beast is so bold. Do you really think its spider legs are no longer sharp? At this moment it is full of anger. This is a provocation to their clan. No hesitation. The moment it wakes up, the war has already begun. It will surely wipe out all its people. Drink its blood, eat its flesh, and eat its bones. Get it down to nothing. The crypt spider king issues an order. A cave spider that was only a few meters in size began to crawl out of the ground and attack in the direction of the enemy. 10, hundreds, thousands, thousands of them. 100,000, 500,000. After all, the cave spiders emerged from the cave. The number reached 500,000. The well-deserved overlord of the grassland. Chapter 52. 500,000 ferocious beasts. What is the concept of ferocious beasts of various levels? It is a terrifying existence that can turn a city like Laotian City into scorched earth in an instant. That is an enemy that even higher level cities must be prepared for. 500,000 crypt spiders set out en masse. The huge movement frightened the local ferocious beasts in the west. They don't know why. This time was obviously not the time for them to hunt, so why did their overlord tribe come out in full force? They are afraid. Because every time the crypt demon spider clan wakes up, they will hunt for blood food on a large scale. That is a disaster they cannot avoid. They are the lambs raised by the Dishui Mazu clan. Whenever they want to eat, they wake up and take a bite. If you don't want to eat them, fatten them up and wait for them to be eaten later. They are also the most aware of the terrifying existence of this clan. No race can compete with them. 500,000 ferocious beasts of all levels, led by the crypt spider king, headed towards the direction of the wolves at extremely fast speeds. Their number is almost 50 times that of the wolves. After all, spiders lay eggs, and one litter can produce tens of thousands of eggs. The wolf clan only has a few cubs at one birth. The difference in proportions is really bad. The ferocious beasts on the grassland actually limit their fertility. Otherwise, I am afraid that the number of crypt demon spiders will increase many times. Same. God is fair. The huge number of crypt demon spiders makes their evolution and upgrade more difficult. It is very difficult to get a higher quality magic spider. So, this clan lacks top-notch existence. Even the crypt spider king is already in his old age. If a new overlord level powerhouse is not born to the crypt demon spider clan before its death, then the status of this clan will be in jeopardy. But there was no problem facing this enemy invasion. The distance between the two sides is getting closer and closer. The ferocious beast groups between the two have already begun to move away from their long-lived homes. The natural sensitivity of the ferocious beasts tells them that they must migrate. This is a war involving grassland overlords, and it is not something that weak races like them can participate in. 300,000 miles. 200,000 miles. 100,000 miles. Thousands of miles. 5,000 miles. 1,000 miles. When the distance between the two sides reaches 1,000 miles, both sides can almost feel the breath of both sides. It's it. The wolf clan from the north. How dare it? After clearly seeing the invading enemy, the crypt spider king felt very angry. I thought it was the guy from the east who wanted to sneak attack them while they were sleeping. I didn't expect that the enemy was not it, but the wolves from the north. That group of wolves who could only defend their territory dared to invade their own territory. At this moment, it was surprisingly angry. It thought of a lot, but it didn't think of the northern wolf tribe. That's a race it doesn't look down upon. That is the blood food that their underground demon spiders keep in the north. Now blood food dares to offend the master. And when the wolf clan saw the crypt demon spider clan, they couldn't help but be angry. They have lived in the north of the grassland for generations, and countless wolf sisters and compatriots have been slaughtered. Every time the crypt demon spider invades, the entire Northland will flow into rivers of blood. They will never forget the pain of losing a clan member. Among them, some of the Wolf King's own children died at the hands of the crypt demon spider. So, they hate it even more. I wish I could crush them to ashes. Only, their wolf clan is in decline. No leader strong enough to conquer all the wolf tribes was born. That's why you can't compete with it. We can only develop silently and constantly strengthen ourselves. It can be said, on high-end combat power. There is no race in the entire grassland that can compare with their wolf clan. Which race has never given birth to hundreds of palace-level ferocious beasts? Not even the dominant ethnic groups in the east or west. But their wolf clan does. And this was all forced out. Not strong. They can't even protect the north. Not strong. They may have become targets of bullying from other races, rather than ignoring any enemy attacks. As long as hundreds of their wolf kings gather together. Even if you die, you can also tear off a piece of flesh from the enemy. They already hated the other two overlords to the core. But they never had enough strength to fight back. And now, GTN is here. He has the highest bloodline. Has the highest qualifications. It conquered all the wolves. Condensate it into one. They are no longer afraid of each other. They want revenge. Follow their wolf king to seek revenge on their enemies. 10 miles. This distance is already extremely close for both parties. But the two sides didn't stop at all. No pre-war negotiations. There is no mutual threat. This is a life and death war. It's the big showdown from the beginning. Chapter 53. Teleport. Place the elf girl on a moon-eating wolf that does not participate in the battle. Then, GTN came to the top of the red blood demon wolf king. He is responsible for controlling the overall situation. Regarding the arrival of GTN, the red-blooded demon wolf king has no objection at all. Its mission this time is not to join the war, but to protect GTN. Because a bronze-level human is very dangerous on such a battlefield, a wolf king was specially sent to guard GTN for his safety. As a beast master, of course GTN would not be confused and rush to the front to charge. KM. The two sides are already close at hand. Hey, why is a top bronze guy rushing to the front? When seeing the specific situation of the wolf clan, does it feel a little strange? Are there no more wolves in the wolf clan? Let one cub rush to the front. That's right. In its opinion, the top bronze Xiaoyu Sirius is just a cub. Because the Howling Moon Sirius is not half as tall as its 6 spider spears. What is it if not a cub? But this does not affect its idea of killing the wolf clan at all. Since you dare to attack my territory, if I don't teach them a painful lesson, then who will take my crypt demonic spider clan seriously? A trace of cruelty flashed in the eyes of the crypt demon spider king. It is a cold-blooded beast. The end justifies the means. KM. When GTN saw his enemy, a set of data immediately appeared in his eyes. Name: Crypt Demon Spider King. Strength: High Level Palace. Qualification: Senior Hall. Bloodline: None. Attribute: Poison type, Insect type. Skills: 1000 Poison Threads, Ground Escape, Cage Stab. Poison. When GTN saw this attribute, he paid special attention. After all, the poison system can be very fatal if there is no treatment method. Really, when the distance between the two sides is only 500 meters. A hint of cunning flashed in the eyes of the Crypt Demon Spider King. What I like most is melee combat. Thousands of poisonous silk. Without even thinking about it, the Crypt Demon Spider King launched his own attack. Not just it. The tens of thousands of gold level ones behind it also sent out 10,000 poisonous threads without hesitation. Moment. Countless poisonous threads stained with purple-black poison came out from their mouths and shot straight towards the hundreds of palace-level wolves at the front. The poisonous threads of the Crypt Demon Spider King were directed at Xiaoyu Sirius. Since your wolf clan uses you as a scapegoat, I don't mind accepting it. The Crypt Spider King sneered in his heart. Tens of thousands of purple-black poisonous threads rushed towards the wolf clan. The plants on the grass where the poisonous threads passed have withered one after another, and some places are dripped with spider venom from the poisonous threads. It was as if sulfuric acid had been poured on it immediately, and even the soil was corroded to create a big hole. The terror of poisonous threads is obvious. The poisonous threads formed by the gathering of tens of thousands of poisonous threads are also combined with the poisonous threads of a high-ranking underground demon spider king. Even the top overlords in the palace would avoid such a scene. Not to mention that there are only the junior wolf king and the bronze-level howling moon Sirius. But shortening the distance is what the Crypt Demon Spider clan wants, isn't it what the wolf clan needs? The answer is negative. They shortened the distance between the two sides to 500 meters. Just to make the Crypt Demon Spider clan release their poisonous threads. Because in thousands of years, they have already found a way to deal with the crypt demon spider. Infinite absolute wind blade. GTN shouted calmly while standing on the head of the red-blooded demonic wolf king. Next moment, the cyan wind blade was issued from the mouth of Xiaoyu Sirius. The hundreds of palace-level wolf kings behind it also fired wind blades one after another. Above the sky north of the battlefield, wind blades of different sizes in the sky hit the poisonous threads directly. The big ones are hundreds of meters long. The smallest Xiaoyu Sirius is 30 or 40 meters long. Although Xiaoyu Sirius is the youngest. But don't forget what GTN said. Infinite absolute wind blade. When other wolf kings send out one, it has already sent out hundreds. Countless green wind blades swept towards the poisonous threads. But, even so, compared with the number of poisonous threads, it seems far insufficient. When the cyan wind blade collides with the purple-black poisonous thread, the wind blade tens to hundreds of meters away actually started to rotate. Sorry, I'm late. Chapter 54. If a wind blade of hundreds of meters can resist most poisonous threads, then when the wind blade of hundreds of meters spins, that means that the poisonous silk has completely lost its effect. Giant wind blade versus giant poisonous thread. The tough poisonous thread has no resistance at all. It was cut to pieces in the blink of an eye. It fell to the ground, corroding the grassland into pits. But no one is paying attention to this now. Countless wind blades, like death scythes, appeared among the crypt demon spiders in the blink of an eye. Sweep. An unbeatable sweep. Countless wind blades ruthlessly harvested the lives of each crypt demon spider. Blood stained the ground red. Just the first round. Rivers of blood have flowed on the grassland battlefield. A pair of fierce death scythes were cut in half by the blade before the crypt demon spider could react. Blood spilled into the sky. They didn't expect that the war they thought they would win would actually be lost in the first round. Moreover, the lives of countless crypt demon spiders are used to declare the punishment for arrogance. But they know it's too late. They have no time or chance to regret. Shocking. Unprecedented shock. When the geniuses of all races who had been following the wolves and the underground demon spiders saw the scene of flesh and blood flying everywhere, they felt an unprecedented shock. In this relatively peaceful era, where has anyone seen such a scene? Even if they were killing ferocious beasts normally, they would be killing one by one and dozens of them alive. But what about the battlefield on the grassland now? That's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of killings. Some people immediately felt their stomachs churn after seeing this scene. Have you ever seen meat scraps? Have you ever seen meat residue stained with blood and internal organs? The shock at first sight was quickly overtaken by nausea. What is this that intelligent races like them should look at? It's terrible. It's really terrible. Is this a beast tide? Is this a war? Even the desperados who came here were stunned by the scene in front of them. They are not afraid of death. But they don't want to be left with a pile of dregs when they die. Is this the Prairie Wolf clan? I didn't expect that they could defeat the crypt demonic spider clan. It shouldn't be. Aren't the wolves always able to defend? How could they dare to do this? Someone wondered. I don't know, but have you seen the silver wolf in the front? Someone pointed at Xiaoyu Sirius and said. It actually blocked the poisonous threads of the crypt demon spider king. That is an overlord countless times stronger than the gold-level crypt demon spider. It was actually stopped by it. The shock in his words showed on his face. This was what really shocked him. If it weren't for his dazzling eyes, it should be a top-level bronze beast. It's actually enough to cross the 3 realms and conquer the palace level. What kind of qualifications is this beast? I must try my best to get it. This is the voice of all the people who have witnessed this scene. As for GTN, because they were surrounded by the Wolf King in the depths, they didn't see it at all. Why is he so strong? The elf girl Sha, who had been pretending to be asleep, also relied on the power of elf induction to feel everything that happened on the battlefield. She didn't feel anything about the bloody battlefield. Because the elves have been at war with other races. She has seen no matter how big the battlefield is. But she didn't expect that. The human man standing on the head of the Wolf King is so powerful. This is comparable to a priest in their clan. The girl's shocked body trembled a little because she couldn't hide her inner uneasiness. He is so strong. How should I escape? Will I not be able to escape? The humans are all cunning, and they like to enslave the elves. He must want to take me home. Then let yourself call him owner. No, this is absolutely not okay. But he is so handsome and powerful. At this moment, the face of GTN appeared in the mind of the elf girl. In fact, it seems that I am not at a loss either. Since ancient times, beauties love heroes. Heroes love beauties. After seeing how powerful GTN is, and comparing him with the young heroes in his own clan, just discovered, they are also intelligent races. Why is GTN so good? And the elven girl herself didn't notice all this. He has been deeply impressed by GTN's power. After all, excellent men have no shortage of women. And men like GTN are extremely rare, even unique. Regarding other people's opinions, GTN doesn't know. He was not proud of his temporary victory. The war is still going on. Chapter 55. The defeat in the first round was something that the Crypt Demon Spider King did not expect. The unbridled massacre of his own ethnic group made him even more angry. But it is not angry for the dead tribesmen. Instead, he was angry that the wolf clan had caught it off guard. War is always mutual. The wolves understand them, but they don't understand the wolves. Therefore, it had been prepared for casualties before this, but he didn't care. The dead tribesmen only needed one spawning period to replenish their numbers. But the harm it expected to cause to the wolves did not happen at all. The rotating wind blade was like a wall, blocking all their poisonous threads back. Let the wolf cubs behind suffer no casualties at all. This is the reason for the anger in its heart. But, as the Crypt Demon Spider King, it relies on its own strength from beginning to end. As for the fact that his attack was offset by the Silver-White Wolf clan just now, he didn't care too much. Because it's not using its full strength at all. The war is just beginning now. Wind. The strong wind that came from nowhere on the grassland added a touch of solemnity to the war that followed. Hiss. Following the roar of the Crypt Demon Spider King, the 6 terrifying spider legs of all the crypt spiders seemed to have turned into drills digging into the ground. Subsequently, the entire Crypt Demon Spider clan disappeared, leaving only countless large holes. It shows that they have not left. GTN's expression condensed when he saw this scene. He knew the real test was coming. The first game itself was a test for both sides. Although he had some advantages, GTN was not proud, because after knowing the skills of the Crypt Demon Spider, he knew that the real challenge he faced was yet to come. For example, now, the reason why crypt spiders are crypt spiders is not because of their poisonous silk, but their even more terrifying ability to penetrate the ground. Unless there are special means of restraint. Otherwise, who can face the enemies from deep underground? When the enemy relaxes, they can ruthlessly emerge from the ground. He retreated at the first blow without any mercy. This is why they are called crypt spiders. It is also the cause of nightmares for the enemy. The scene suddenly fell silent at this moment, with only the howling wind beating the war drums for this war. This is going to be difficult. The people watching from a distance frowned when they saw that all the Crypt Demon Spiders had burrowed into the ground and were waiting for an opportunity. What should he do if he faced the Crypt Spider? There should be no other way except the beast controllers who can also burrow into the ground or fly into the sky. The best thing is probably to retreat. It's really difficult to handle. I don't know how the wolves will face it. This battle may be the last battle. Both sides will definitely decide the winner. The wolves must either escape or find a way to defeat the Crypt Spider's trick as soon as possible. But escaping will inevitably give up some low-level wolves, so there will definitely be heavy losses. Someone immediately analyzed the situation thoroughly. They are looking forward to the performance of the wolves. At this point in the war, no one knows which side the balance of victory will favor. This is incredible, because originally they thought this was a crushing match without any suspense. Now the two sides are actually fighting evenly. GTN doesn't understand what outsiders understand. Time is of the essence and he must figure out a way right away. Sensing the anxiety on the battlefield, the elf girl also felt worried in her heart. What will he do? And all the members of the wolf clan are also looking forward to it. Their emperor's decision. And their emperor is also waiting for GTN's order. At this moment, GTN is the center of the audience. His decision will determine the outcome of this war involving hundreds of thousands of ferocious beasts. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.